try. I want you to touch it softly, like the way you do my mind. It got body and it's smooth to touch, the same way as my skin. To run your hands through my hair. This ain't usually me, but I might let it down for you. You got me some type of way, yeah. Ain't used to feeling this way, yeah, yeah. I do not know what to say, but I know I shouldn't think about it. Took one fucking look at your face, and I wanna know how you taste, yeah, yeah. Usually don't give it away, but you know I'm already thinking about it. Rhythms of the night consume my body. Just let the music confiscate my soul. You think I'm lost, but that's how you found me. Oh, maybe I'm the stranger after all. Hey, it's been a bit since I did an update, so I thought I would. I think it was Saturday that I toned my hair a bit, still could use a bit as well, and then went to the sort of Scandinavian cafe that I was talking about with Heaven, and then we stopped at the farmer's market and I got an acai bowl, which was lovely. And on Sundays then we did that D&D, and then we also got Chipotle with her boyfriend that evening, so that was really fun. Most of the week I've spent pretty much just editing and lounging around. Caught up on a little bit of journaling, a little bit of reading, trying to do some more with the rest of summer. Pretty much all of the things that I said were my summer goals that I kind of procrastinated with the rest that I needed and all of the unexpectedness of summer. But yesterday was the day that I did yoga, and like the dogs were like weaving their way into it, and it was really cute. And I also was fortunate enough to go for a walk before it got too hot, which I've done a couple of times. So I kind of sorted out my sleep schedule again, so hopefully I could do that tomorrow or something, or you know, a couple more times before I go. I'm leaving in just a couple days though. Then during the day yesterday I also did 2 Zoom calls with 2 different professors who act more so as mentors, and that was sort of an extension of what I was talking about in the episode of the things within our control, where, you know, I reached outside of just the friends that I most commonly depend on to all of the very compassionate people in my life. One of the dogs is just making noise. And professors included, you know, I really wanted to kind of discuss plans and options for the future, and most of that research and action on it, all of it is completely in my control, and there's only so much that they can do, but that like support and sounding board has been really appreciated. And also just people to empathize, to relate, to, you know, ground some of the stuff's floating in the mental sphere, you know. Then I joined Heaven and her partner in Heaven's driving practice, and she had a very emotional moment, and it was like world changing for me because her partner was so deeply compassionate and patient, and like claimed he didn't know what he was doing, but like high-key like gentle parented her, and like it was the most beautiful thing where I was like, oh my god, she could have like big feelings and it was not only completely fine, it was like so profoundly cared for, and I'm like, whoa, that's what that looks like in action. Holy shit, it was so beautiful. Then we all went to Hibachi, and I picked up some food for the rest of my time here, and even her partner was carrying my grocery bags, like so sweet. And besides that hibachi, the other few times that we've gone out, like when we went to Hooters or when we went to Chipotle, he also treated me as well, which was just so deeply kind of him. So yeah, it was really beautiful, and it was such a lovely, like, I'm very grateful for the time out of the house and with my friend, and to get to know somebody who means so much to her. I felt like the same way that I do about Dylan's partner, where I'm like, I'm just so grateful that these beautiful people who have made me feel so safe and so seen and so appreciated and cared for have people who do that for them too, besides me, you know. And it's such an incredible thing, and it was so beautiful. Anyway, I digress. Today I mostly recorded some covers, and one little note that has been in my notes to add to an update, and I just feel like it suits now, is if it's not going to matter in 5 years, it doesn't matter now. And looking back at so many of my video diaries, there were so many things that were like consuming all of my thoughts, with like the stress of finances or of insurance or of family or a class or an assignment, and like weeks later it was like completely gone from my mind. And it's crazy how those things don't matter. And I'm having so much pain in my throat chakra right now. Yes, I did sing a lot, but I think deeper than that, I constantly have like irritation in that energy center, in that nadi, when either I'm not speaking my truth or I know other people aren't. Like, I will listen to like tarot readings and then just like start coughing at the things that are relevant, especially if they're like talking about how communication is blocked. It's almost humorous at this point. But yeah, there's a little bit of tension, so I'm gonna rest, but I'm glad that I'm speaking my truth now and that I'm sharing this with you.
Sweet December's coming round, city's paper all I found. You're the truest thing in this town, and I want you now. Shadows from the streetlight shades, watching every word you say. Never seen you look that way, and I want you now. Nothing more than that. Tried the needle, closed your eyes, listen like it almost died. All your love in an old record card, and I want you now. Spinning like a turning wheel.
Dude, this seriously smells so good that I want to cry.
You can keep all that you steal.
Breakfast of champs. Scratch that. I've made this garlic butter, my hair is in it, garlic butter broccolini with teriyaki butter broccolini with garlic rice. My brain's not on yet for breakfast first, but to be quite honest, there are some times that I've had these for breakfast, so life's about balance. There are definitely days that I've had ice cream and or chips for breakfast as well, so there's that.
'Cause I want you now. Nothing more than that. Nothing more than that.
doing yoga. She was waiting for you.
I've been out of sight. I've been worried about you lately. Running out of time. Wishing you would come and save me. 'Cause I don't wanna roll with it. Trying to get control. Yeah, yeah. Why can't I let go? Wishing you would come and save me. Yeah.
Crooked smile knows that he drives me wild. Can't help myself. No, I'm not in denial. I know he's no good for me. When he gets down on his knees, he's so eager to please. Knows the right frequencies. Worships me slowly, tells me I'm his only. They say he's morally gray. What can I say? Gray's my favorite color. Gray's my favorite color. They say he's morally gray. What can I say? Gray's my favorite. What can I say? No, I don't pray.
Hey, I just wanted to do a little update because I'm about to get ready for bed, but I also just sang a lot, so my voice is like gone. Speaking of which, where I left off was Friday, where I just did a lot of covers for Music Mondays. What else did I do? I did a somatic movement in the evening, and it was lovely. Honestly, I was naturally doing some of the things before they were even mentioned in the audio, so that was nice. Also, it was funny because it was said that they weren't much of a dancer, but also like the movement in it was exactly how I would start to teach people how to dance. But that's also because I was trained in hip hop, so lots of hip movement. And I'm sure, for one person in particular, I'm sure somebody's already said to you that in the US we say hokey pokey. But I wanted to add on to that and say, I grew up with a sign in my house that said, what if the hokey pokey really was what it was all about? And honestly, sometimes some of the synchronicities outside of the ones that we intend are a little too eerie, I'm not gonna lie. So anyway, getting back to the rest of the normal update, on Saturday I filmed a lot of B-roll, so the only other things that really happened that I didn't document was I went on a walk before it got too hot out. I did a clay mask again, and I really read like a lot. That book that's been in the B-roll, I was only a couple chapters in for most of my time here this month. But I'm trying to make my suitcases as light as possible, and I have a lot of books to read once I get back to school, and it's the kind of genre that Heaven would like, so I tried to finish it up and leave it here, and I did. I spent like 7 hours or something reading, and I really liked that book. It was a lot, but it was fun. And then, speaking of books, this morning I was listening to the audiobook The Science of Rapid Skill Acquisition by Peter Hollins. And I got like maybe a third of the way through that while I was getting ready, and I also touched up my nails, but that was in the B-roll. And then I spent a lot of time scheduling Music Mondays, like uploading them. Honestly, all the way through till November. And of course, when there's new covers and also new other types of Music Mondays, I will kind of mix around the order, but it's like as it stands, you know? So as it stands, we have enough through November. But I had Wellness Wednesday scheduled for a while, and I think next week is the last one, so I need to edit some of the footage I have and film some more Wellness Wednesdays, which is kind of hard while I'm traveling, so we'll see how it goes. Definitely want to get back to podcasting, but one task at a time. And besides that, I did other post-production and thumbnail things and trying to schedule some of the Divine Diaries, the earlier episodes in this season, but yet to be posted in my time. So yeah, it was pretty nice. And then I've just sung for hours, so I'm gonna go get ready for bed. But good night. Or morning or evening or whatever time of day you'd like.
For your body, I worship. But don't be afraid, my love's a grenade. Just be a good girl, you can take it. Call me insane, but for you I was made. I burn the world down if it make you feel safe. It's you that I crave, nothing compares to your taste. Yeah, I'm so eager to please those the right frequencies. Worships me slowly, tells me I'm his only. They say he's more like gray. What can I say? Gray's my favorite color. Gray's my favorite color.
Hello, so I am in Providence, Rhode Island. I normally fly into Stamford, Connecticut when I come into Massachusetts. Just inhaled my own hair. But that's because most of my friends and family are in Western Mass and I'm headed to Central Mass.
Is it romantic how all my elegies eulogize me? I'm not cut out for all these cynical clones, these hunters with cell phones. Take me to the lakes where all the poets went to die. I don't belong, and my beloved, neither do you. Those Windermere peaks look like a perfect place to cry. I'm setting off, but not without my muse. What should be over burrowed under my skin, and heart-stopping waves of hurt. I've come too far to watch some name-dropping slaves tell me what are my words worth. Take me to the lakes where all the poets went to die. I don't belong, and my beloved, neither do you. Those Windermere peaks look like a perfect place to cry. I'm setting off, but not without my muse. I want auroras and sad prose. I want to watch wisteria grow right over my bare feet, 'cause I haven't moved in years. And I want you right here. A red rose grew up out of ice-frozen ground, with no one around to tweet it. While I bathe in cliffside pools with my calamitous love and insurmountable grief. Take me to the lakes where all the poets went to die. I don't belong, and my beloved, neither do you. Those Windermere peaks look like a perfect place to cry. I'm setting up, but not without my muse. No, not without you. get back, I can't let this go. Saturday sun, I met someone, don't care what it costs. No ray of sunlight's ever lost. So tired of sleeping alone, so tired of eating alone. I need to ask her, what's going on? Are we going strong? She felt like rest in her head. My shoulder was the perfect height. We fit so right. So what's going on? 'Cause I've been undone. The long drive, the coastline, looking at a first light. Am I still on her mind? I've been undone. Oh, Saturday sun, I met someone out on the west coast. I gotta get back, I can't let this go. Saturday sun, I met someone, don't care what it costs. No ray of sunlight's ever lost. Ever And still the memory's right there. She put the breeze in my hair. No kiss was softer, softer than this. I'm reading her lips. Oh, each line I read. She left her books in my bed and her song in my head. I've been undone. Oh, Saturday sun, I met someone out on the west coast. I gotta get back, I can't let this go. Saturday sun, I met someone, don't care what it costs. No ray of sunlight's ever lost. Ever lost. Oh, Saturday sun, I met someone out on the west coast. Gotta get back, I can't let this go. Saturday sun, I met someone, don't care what it costs. No ray of sunlight's ever lost. Oh, Saturday sun, Saturday sun, I met someone. Saturday sun, ba 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 ba.
my cover. And now I'm going to re-record my affirmation. I love that me as your best friend being a singer and your brain singer core is here. What did I just say? Anywhere Morgan is, it's winter.
Yes.
10 out of 10.
Doesn't smell nearly as long. Like I can smell it when I put it on and never.
Is it the plastics in our flesh that make it last longer? You wanted to have less plastic, as a reasonable person would.
Right.
That deodorant smells like a man that I would lick head to toe.
That's incredible. What a comp.
Right? I'm like, that deodorant does things to my brain chemistry that I don't have rational control over.
I love it. It's like,
Where even is logic even? This is the raw vocals for Nothing to Prove, Nothing to Lose. It's very early 2000s Evanescence.
Awesome.
As Ariana put it, Hot Topic shopping goth rock. It's like a little like broken up. The melody kind of switches up, but I'm just gonna play it. Dark circles and dark mind, dark feminine academic time. I'm so glad too. The mug rug that was meant to be.
especially because like I can see you putting like a mug and some like sparkling cider on it.
You know me so well.
I do.
I'll be in my Nordic tundra of a dorm room and I'll just be like, Dylan got me this. Don't mind me. I'm just being cute and cozy.
I love it, and like her prices are so reasonable.
I can't believe that she like makes all these things. It's absolutely insane.
She's incredible. She's like, I'm making another one right now. The other
She's like, wow, I'm sitting. Yeah.
Yeah. The other
Crazy.
people who were there were not appreciating it enough.
Oh my god,
They're like,
she's
it could be a baby quilt too.
she's an artist. She has a vision.
She does. She has a vision, and like she's been doing this for I think she said like
forever.
10 years, and she like the pros like 10% of all this what she makes goes to like fund her grandson going to like not the Special Olympics, but like be able to do sports.
Stop.
Yeah.
Oh my god, she's the sweetest woman to exist.
I know, and
Chaotic. As I mentioned in the email, I live on campus, but I wasn't able to stay on campus. And so it's been a big traveling to wherever I can be. Thanks. Yeah. I mean, it's worked out. I'm still kicking, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I feel like they're floating in an abyss. And I have no real grounding or structure. I know that I've had lyrics and concepts written all through like 2020 to 2022, and then I came to COA in 2023, and I took producing class and your classes in an independent study, and now I kind of just want to play around with logic and see how much of my vision I can bring to life. I know I feel very
stuck with certain elements of it. I've had conversations with you about just like adding realistic guitar, for example. Like you had mentioned, like, oh, like for a strumming pattern, you can play the keyboard like this. And there's so many elements I feel like I can't exactly replicate, or I don't know how to, um, I was going to say put on paper, I guess put on screen, what exactly is happening in my mind, and then also harmonize those elements. Um, but yeah, and then I don't want to, I don't know, I think it also depends on who I'm working with. Sometimes when there's like external pressure, I go above and beyond. And then sometimes I feel like I can't articulate what exactly I'm trying to do. And then I know I'm falling short of both my and others' expectations. And so I definitely don't want to. I'm definitely somebody who puts more on my plate than I normally can handle. And most of the times I plow through. Like I still take on a lot of things both in and out of school outside of my courses. And I've still maintained that juggling act. But I care so much about this. I want to make sure that I can, you know, ask all the right questions and make as much progress as possible, where that external expectation is pushing me, but also not like limiting me by its like grandeur. Yeah. I feel like I'm being hard on myself by saying no. But I did very well and I definitely completed something. But yeah, yeah. That like everything was good. I also I prefer grades over credit non-credit just because I don't know if I'm going for a master's yet or not. And so that, having like a GPA is helpful. But yeah, I definitely like I earned a B, but I want an A. You know what I mean? And I absolutely agreed with that because I felt like I knew that I wasn't going to produce the entire album. I knew that like I probably wouldn't even get one song to exactly where I would want it to be before being like, mixed and set and everything. But I feel like I don't know, I got very anxious again with heavy subject matter and then also just like caring so much about it and like being perceived after like putting the idea of it on a pedestal for so long. Um, it was just all like a lot to try to like sit with every day. Um, and so I did as much as I could. But it also like the song was definitely good enough for the standards that we set for the independent study, but it wasn't good enough for me or a final version of the album. And I feel like I didn't get to ask enough questions or do as much work on that song or any of them because I tend to also jump back and forth so that it doesn't get too stagnant for me. Um, and work on more than one piece. Yeah. I think I would want it all to be released as one unit because it's a story arc. I mean, there are like standout songs, but despite the direction I'll go in probably after this, um, this album doesn't have a lot of like, this is a fun poppy thing to listen to, because it is more of like a sadder story arc. And so I don't think any individual song stands out as like a single or an EP or anything. Um, but I think there's like 22, something like, yeah, it's a lot. Um, yeah, when I write something, it always is like a manuscript. It's a little aggressive. Um, so I think that I would want to like definitely see significant progress on several of them because again, I think I'll work best back bouncing back and forth. But I think maybe having like one or two that I feel like are somewhat ready, like are complete in some manner. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, has enough elements to be considered a song, maybe. I did actually. I came up with recently and kind of reached out to my friends to see if this might be of interest to them. I continued doing covers on Mondays, and I actually have a bunch scheduled through almost the end of the year now. But then it got me thinking about doing music mornings and having one morning with friends to kind of like workshop whatever anybody's working on and just kind of like come together. So I thought that would be cool to establish. Um, and there was something else. Oh, yeah, I've been thinking about um, one thing that was very humorous working with is that I'm sure you've noticed by me taking more than one of your classes that I think of things backwards. And so there's so many times where he's like, how do you form a song? How are you thinking? What is going on? Like, what is your structure? And I'm like, what structure? And that was something I very much had to learn to like actually use the time signature and like the building blocks of a song and not just like float different like melodies and ideas and like then try to force them into a foundation. So I definitely, there's a little bit of traditional approach that I'm having to backpedal and learn, but I have thought about when we were trying to learn that, um, he wanted me to start with like drums and bass and things to create that structure, but I had already kind of written a melody, um, like thinking about the lyrics, and then I had like an idea of what instrumentation I wanted, but not necessarily like a structure for that. And so in writing the structure for the instruments, I wrote an entirely different song that the melody of the lyrics didn't fit to. And so I've started dabbling with, well, what if I sing all of the vocals in the structure that I want and like somewhat adhere the phrases to measures and then try to, build a verse, chorus, like structure out of, because it's already written in that structure. Like poetically, like the phrases are in, verse, chorus, all that. And so I've tried to record those first, and I've done that for I think like one or two of the songs. But the problem is currently I'm like traveling constantly and I'm not in my own home. But even at the school and even at some of the private places, I, it'll take me an hour to do all of the songs, despite there also being like 22 of them, are like 5 to 8 minutes long. And to record that much, it takes like an hour to 2 hours. And no matter how many takes I do, there's always some noise in some of them. Um, and then sometimes I'll go back the next day and think, oh, this is inspired by this band or this genre. And I might be hitting all of the notes that I wanted, but I wanted my vowels to be rounder. So I have to re record the whole thing. And I'm just being like really particular about it. So yeah, there's like all of those elements where I'm like, do I want this certain vision or am I getting in my own way? And like, where's the line? Um, well, currently I have a Google Doc of all the lyrics, but I also have voice memos with how I want the vocal melodies to sound and also a list of songs for each song that the instrumentation is inspired by. And then I have Logic projects for almost all of them. And in that I have sound bites for like a soundscape element of each of them. But I haven't added anything of my own yet to the individual projects. And so I would love to get all of the vocals down. But I think what I don't know what I don't know is more on the producing side of things. So like, how do I create these ideas when I'm not playing any instruments? And yeah, I would say so. No, absolutely. I feel like that aspect of it is what I know about songwriting and song composition, so much so that I've already like moved on to the next album because I don't know how to proceed with this one so far. So yeah, that's where my questions and need for education lie. So scary, but yeah. I think that actually might be helpful. I mean, again, with my like choice of always being rather ambitious with what I put on my plate, we sort of agreed on one last time. And I think the pressure of like only one being the final one, where if I would spend any time on something that wasn't that, then I, but then I felt like the roadblocks on the ones that I was trying to finish just like kept piling up. And yeah, I think that ability to say like, well, I have to get all of these to the finish line would really help. Yeah. Yeah. You mean it doesn't need to win 10 awards? Okay. Yeah, I've noticed that like every everything that I tackle ends up being metadisciplinary. I mean, not only like my approach at COA, where there's like several classes, several community things, several video projects, several music projects all at the same time, but then even like within it, like I mentioned to you, I was writing about consciousness. And I've had my friends tease me when I've read them the abstract that they were like, "You win COA. That's the most metadisciplinary thing I've ever heard." But somebody had asked me like if you had to focus on one of those disciplines in there, like what would be your strength and or like what would you want to focus on? And I said that like my perspective is the web of it, is the system structure, is the metadisciplinary aspect of it. And I even feel like within an individual song, it's like I want to take all these different elements. Like I like that vocal run and I like the sound of this instrument and I like the echo or the reverb on this, or like I want to add this genre to this idea. And um yeah, so I think that like somewhere in the in between of just like collecting all the things and like seeing how far you can get and then also just letting it stew in your subconscious while you go work on something else. Yeah, I like that plan overall, and I can definitely look at the templates and draft those like my goals on that. But I'm curious of what my approach would be like specifically in the arranging aspect. Like, is there like material that I should research, or like how would I go about learning that? I think I still have all of the notes from your class, which will be very helpful. You mean the music has to be perceived for me to learn? No, I'll be good. I mean, it's a rabbit hole I'd be glad to run down, but I think the more intimidated I am, the more I care about it, and the more excited I am, and the more it matters to me. So, yeah, not yet. But it's good to put a like a time on myself too, if it's something I ever want to be complete. Yeah. I also said I thought you said make it magical, not make it manageable. We'll try to make it both. Yes. You know, something met me there, and that's where it is. I mean, it has me thinking of I was fortunate enough to actually go on a hike today, which I'm so glad because I haven't gotten out in nature nearly as much as I wanted to. And a conversation that continuously comes up whenever I'm in the woods is that like I don't like constantly staring at the roots so I don't trip, because people tend to go so fast, and if you're trying to keep up with them, you're not looking around at anything. And I feel like that's a lot of the music process, that you're like in the trenches for so long and then you look up and you're like, wow, that's beautiful. Yeah. No, I definitely appreciate the planning ahead, because yeah, I feel like if you get too zoned in, you lose the journey, and that it's the whole experience of enjoying it. And once you accomplish it, you can rarely appreciate it if you never appreciated the journey. There's enough to think about. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, and thank you for this guidance. And I'll get back to you with the drafts of that sort of syllabus and stuff like that. Bye. How do I be a person? How do I be a musician? I'm fine. Everything's fine.
Days run,
think just the tip would have been perfect marketing.